So 2 nights ago, my friend and I went to a movie at like 7 p.m. So it got out around 9 or 10. It was pretty late. And we got out of the movie and she went into the bathroom and I waited outside of the restroom, just standing there. There were other people around and this man walked up to me. And in my head, I assumed he was going to compliment me, ask for my number, something like that. So mentally, that's kind of like where my mind was gonna go. I was prepared to be like, oh, I'm married, no thanks, whatever. When he got up to me, he said, do you want a N-word mop? And my brain froze. I said, what? He's like, do you want an N-word mop? And I don't know how many times I asked him what, probably like 3 or 4. And then I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're saying. And then he said, can I touch your butt? Immediately when he said that, my brain understood that phrase, and immediately I like started to panic. And I said, ew, no. And I turned to go into the restroom to find my friend because I felt very unsafe at this moment. He was taller than me. He was probably 6'2", 6'3", mid-20s maybe. He was light skinned, not that that matters, but he was saying the N-word, like hard R, mop. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means. And I'm walking into the restroom and I look behind me to make sure he's not following me. As I look behind me, he's kicking his leg up in the air, like in my direction, and I go like, and I'm like scared, I'm flinching, and then he goes like, and I'm like, what is happening? And I go in the bathroom and I start to cry and hyperventilate. I do not perform well in these kind of situations. My brain, like I literally went into freeze mode. It wasn't fight or flight, it was freeze, okay? I'm trying to explain to my friend, I'm like, this man. She's like, what's going on? And I got the words out, but even trying to tell her what happened, it didn't make sense because I don't even know what he was saying. And so I calmed down like a little bit and we go out and we're looking around. Like, she's like, do you see him or anything? I'm like, no, I don't see him. He was gone. And I was really, really anxious. I was anxious to walk to the car because it was dark outside and it was a big parking lot and stuff. And she's like, do you want to ask like someone to walk us to the car? And as she was asking that, I was looking around and I made eye contact with a man, and that man was looking at me like in not a nice way. And in that moment I was like, I don't feel safe with like anyone. Like, I don't think I could trust anyone here to walk us out to the car. But I'm saying this because so often you think that you know what you're gonna do in situations like this. And had he just hit on me, okay, that's one thing. But he said something to me that my brain could not compute. Like, and it immediately made me freeze. Like, looking back, I wish I would have yelled. I wish I would have like walked away faster. I wish I would have found someone. Like, there's so many things I wish I would have done, but I didn't. And what scares me the most, I think, is that I'm 5'11", I'm like 165 pounds, and I don't typically feel like threatened or intimidated by men, because not a lot of men are bigger than me, to be honest, but this man was, and it was one of the first times I felt like physically threatened by a man. And also what makes me worried is that when he said, can I touch your butt, he repeated it twice. And to me, that phrase is very childish. So for me, he was a grown man, okay? And he said, can I touch your butt? To me, that is a sign of like he's not like in his right mind, or like there's a disconnect there. Like the instant vibes I got from him was like dangerous. Like dangerous. So I'm in Charlotte. I've had really scary experiences in Charlotte. So if you are a woman in Charlotte, just please be aware and like be prepared for a man to say something weird to you and throw you off, because that's exactly what it did. I don't know if this is like a new tactic, like to throw women off, to say something weird, but like please be careful out there and please be prepared. Just please be safe and be aware and keep your eyes peeled at all times. I know it sucks that we have to do that, but I've literally had the scariest experiences since I moved to Charlotte, and my like anxiety is through the roof these days because of these kind of situations. So please be careful.